Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. My name is Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for tuning into this post-game show, no matter where you are or how you're tuned in. Appreciate all of your support of Philadelphia Eagles Now. I told you in the lead up to this game, I like the Lions +4, then the line moved to Lions +5. I told you it was going to be somewhat close, but I did expect the Eagles to win this game, and they did by a final score of 38-35. To start the 2022 season with the victory. And it's really important to start when expectations are sky high on the right note, and that's what Philadelphia was able to do in this ball game. Now, let me start by saying this. You're up by 17 points to start the fourth quarter. In no way can you allow the Lions to actually make this a game. And late in the ball game, for Jared Goff to find DJ Chark on that touchdown, it just can't happen. I understand it was decent coverage, but on the down and distance, considering the score and what's at stake with the Minnesota Vikings coming around the corner in Week 2 at Lincoln Financial Field in prime time, you couldn't allow the Lions to even give you an opportunity to choke this game away. But there's a lot of good to take away from this, and there's some bad that we have to certainly cover and discuss on our post-game show as well. So let's start to dive into it. And I, of course, want to start with the glass-half-full approach because I'm a pretty positive guy. And A.J. Brown, in his Philadelphia Eagles debut, was absolutely sensational, had a straight-up massive day, and what a way to make his debut with this team. And I had said leading up to this ball game that A.J. Brown, from a physical, all-around freaky wide receiver talent perspective, gave this organization something at the wide receiver spot that they hadn't had since Terrell Owens. And when you watched A.J. Brown today absolutely ball out against the Detroit Lions, you saw the physical makeup, the physical dominance, the ability to pick up yards after the catch, and the overall playmaking ability. 10 catches, 155 yards in this game. And there were a couple of moments in which you were just like, yes, sir. That's what A.J. Brown can bring to this offense and give Jalen Hurts that bona fide number one weapon. When I watched him today, I was like, this guy is just an effing dude. Yards after the catch, adjustments to the football, and just the physical prowess that he's able to bring this Eagles offense. The deep throw prior to halftime was just absolutely special. And A.J. Brown, combined with Devontae Smith, who didn't have a catch today, but was targeted 4 times, with Dallas Goedert, with this offensive line and this running game, figures to make this Eagles offense, if they stay healthy, one of the more dangerous units in the NFL. Going from the wide receiver to the quarterback who is throwing the pill, to A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, some really big plays at critical moments. And today you saw why he might be able to earn the bag and why he might be able to be a franchise quarterback. There is something about the mental acumen. There's something about the football IQ. There is the gamer mentality for Jalen Hurts that just separates some athletes from others. For instance, Russell Wilson, you know he has it. Tom Brady, you know he has it. Jalen Hurts has that mental and intestinal fortitude where he's able to make plays out of nothing, but also have this calm demeanor about him where he's always a flatliner, which I really think is important at that quarterback position. I do worry about his durability to a certain degree because throughout his career up to this point, he's been injured a little bit. Last year, the ankle injury, and today, Nick Sirianni did not shy away from running the football with Jalen Hurts, which opens up your quarterback to getting hurt, to getting damaged, which is a little bit of a concern as we continue to progress. But the running ability on third down for Hurts, once he goes through his progressions, once the pocket breaks down, when he knows the offense needs a play, that works in the regular season, it works in the playoffs, and that is the unique element and ability that Jalen Hurts brings to the table. So with that, I want to ask you this as we continue to break everything down during our post-game show. Grade the Eagles' performance against the Lions in Week 1, A, B, C, D, or F, Let me know right now in the comment section. And before we continue on, do want to tell you about our sportsbook partner and today's sponsor in BetUS. If you head to chatsports.com/EaglesBet and enter the promo code Eagles125, you get a 125% deposit bonus. You put in $100. You get an additional $125 back, $225 to game with during this upcoming NFL season. If you're like me, love wagering on football just like I did all throughout the day, get signed up with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. I want to shift gears now to the running back conversation. And Miles Sanders played really well. Was out of practice for a couple of weeks because of that hamstring injury. 13 carries, popped off for 96 yards, 7.4 yards per carry, had a touchdown. And this is what Miles Sanders can bring to the table. And this is why going into this offseason, if he stays healthy, if he has a big year, depending on what shakes out at that running back spot, why this is going to be a fascinating conversation for this front office. Because Miles Sanders is capable of and has the potential of being a very good running back in this league. Explosive playability, dynamic pull-away speed, he can make guys miss. But the durability sometimes is not his best ability. And we know that sometimes when it comes down to that running back position, that's what's really important. But you see the special raw ability from Miles Sanders, and that's what he brought to the table at Ford Field in Detroit today. You watch him play, and you're like, this guy is a very special running back. He just needs to stay healthy. And this goes along the conversation of a lot of people wanting to trade for a Kareem Hunt, wanting to trade for a Sony Michel, wanting to trade for a Cam Akers of the Los Angeles Rams. Miles Sanders is capable, folks. He just needs to stay healthy and stay upright a little bit more. But behind this Eagles offensive line, I'm not sure if you need to go out and get that bell cow running back, because today, Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, Jalen Hurts, Boston Scott, 4 different people with the rushing touchdown. The offensive line for this team is the backbone of this organization. Miles Sanders played well. Kenneth Gainwell, the short yardage touchdown was certainly clutch. Hurts had that rushing touchdown. Boston Scott. The fact that any given day, any given game, you can have a multitude of running backs and or ball carriers, if you include Jalen Hurts, to run behind this offensive line, you get ahead. You establish that momentum. You set the foundation. This Eagles team going to be very difficult to come back against. Now, before we continue to move forward and progress throughout our postgame show, another reminder to subscribe to the channel. Philadelphia Eagles now has never done day of postgame shows. Now that I'm on board here, that's what we're cooking up. Next week, going to be doing a watch party, prime time against the Minnesota Vikings, where we'll be breaking the game down, postgame show as well. This is the standard for the best Eagles coverage on YouTube. So hit that red sub button down below and certainly lock us in. To the defensive side of the football, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the pass breakup kind of ability is why the Eagles made this trade. You saw him in Jonathan Gannon's scheme today play a different couple of positions, 5 tackles, 1 pass breakup. This guy has a knack for making plays on the football. And then for James Bradbury, he had that pick 6 against Jared Goff. I told you in our pregame preview that Jared Goff was going to be open to turning the football over. He struggles to push the ball downfield. At the end of the day, this is why you subscribe, because we're ahead of the game. They were one of the worst passing attacks in terms of pushing the football downfield. And when Jared Goff tried to do that, of course, he had success at some points, but Kaiser White with the pass breakup, James Bradbury there for the pick 6. That was a good defensive play on both fronts. For Kaiser White, I've said, one of the more underrated signings that the Eagles have made in recent memory. I think that this guy could have a profound impact. And then James Bradbury as a cornerback number 2 is so good for this defense. I was impressed with what I saw from Marcus Epps as well. But to the overall conversation about Jonathan Gannon, this was a conversation, a talking point last year. It was a talking point today. 3rd down defense, not good. Jonathan Gannon's play calling continues to be a question mark. The 4th down DeAndre Swift touchdown just can't happen as he got around that edge. and this should not have been a game with 4 minutes left. But Gannon doesn't like to send home the blitz. He gets way too conservative on third downs. And can you imagine what happens going up against a more aggressive offense against a better quarterback as compared to Jared Goff? Your defense might continue to get gashed. So Jonathan Gannon, not the MVP of today's game. Who is the MVP of today's game? I'm going A.J. Brown. Make sure you give me a name down below in the comment section. Do want to round out with this. It's the overall coaching from Nick Sirianni. I thought he called a good game. I thought the Eagles were prepared for this. I thought that the Detroit Lions, as we talked about in our preview, are a feisty team. Last year they played in a bunch of one-score games. I understand they got some hype from Hard Knocks and all that stuff, and they're living up to the billing and the mentality of Dan Campbell. Nick Sirianni had this team ready to go. You go down 7-0 early in this football game. You come back. You're up 37-21 or whatever it was late. Eagles dominated this game, just like they did last year, especially when it comes to the ground and pound. What I also like about Nick Sirianni is something that I also liked about Doug Peterson. Go for it, be aggressive, show some faith in your players as well as your football team, and even if things don't work early and you don't pick up that early fourth down like the Eagles failed to, go back to the well. Show faith and show confidence in your offensive unit, and then they went for it 4th and 1, up 3 points late in the game. If you turn the football over there on downs, only up by 3 around midfield, you're opening yourselves up to an unmitigated disaster in the opening week of the 2022 NFL season. Instead, Nick Sirianni grabbed his nuts. He lived up to the mentality of the city of Philadelphia, and he said, "We are the Philadelphia Eagles. Our city ain't scared. We ain't scared either. Let's go for the kill shot. Let's strangle Dan Campbell by his throat. Let's not allow them to bite our kneecaps off. Instead, let's knock out their legs and go for the victory." And that's what I love about what Nick Sirianni did today. 4th down early didn't work. 4th down later in the game, he said, "You know what? Let's pick this piece up and let's win a damn ball game." And that's what Nick Sirianni did, and I love the confidence that the head coach showed in this football organization. Before we hop on out of here, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Eagles Now. Hit that red sub button down below. And because the Eagles won, and because every time that the Eagles win at Lincoln Financial Field, it's the Fly Eagles Fly theme song, let's sing it before we hop on out of here, everybody together. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. Fight, 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 Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!